The new debate begins. This is Catherine and David again, with exciting news that never seems to end. Since the recent fake illness of Donald, great deception to regain power. General Patton and General Shaw came to us and suggestion that we should come forward and put an end to this craziness. That the United States is being a laughingstock in the way we run our country and our elections. We informed the General that there is not much we can do about that. That you have to resolve your own problems and that everyone has freedom of choice. However, General, we understand, and we would like to offer a debate of honesty, that no one can share but us. The General said yes, that is a good idea. How soon can we get started? He came to us yesterday. We put these questions today, those questions that can't be answered, except for if you are pure and honest, which we have doubts, with Donald and Joe. The General suggested that we can host the debates. Therefore we recommend that General Shaw to be the dictator and ask the questions. We have faith that he will be impartial.
Question 1. Our organization doesn't just rely on one man making the decisions. How would you feel if there was no president, and you had to work with a group of people instead of just a few, or one? And how would you react if you lost the election? Or impeached during your term in office as president or in any other job? Question 2. Our organization doesn't rely on money. To survive, we rely on love and compassion to survive. Do you understand what love is? And can you say I love you? And know what it means? And to understand what it's like to be poor and alone? Question 3. This question is more concerned to Donald than to you, Joe, because he is responsible for his decisions while being in office, and you are not. As you know, this country and this world has been hit hard by the virus. There has been rumors about how the numbers have been falsified, because the hospitals are getting paid for each account of the virus. This should be a crime against nature. We are not so interested in how you answer that question, about how you feel about the virus at this moment, but how you will answer to your own crimes that you have committed while in office. They are very explicit that you can't conduct any kind of business for profit or gain. We heard rumors that the White House was evacuated because you stored 500 pounds of cheese, including 2 of the strongest kinds of cheese, blue cheese and pepper jack cheese. When your doctor suggested you use cheese for a new diet, and be careful, Donald, this has been reported on the Cicada website. Joe, we want you to answer how you would conduct yourself when, and if you become president, about the rules that regulate as a president when in office. Question 4. To Donald, why do you think it was so important that your face be put up on Mount Rushmore, and how would you react to it if you made a mistake and defaced our most proud possession? You would be dishonoring those men who died for our country. Joe, within reference of this question, how would you stop yourself from losing control like this? And do you have any words that can help Donald see his errors in this content? Question 5. This should be a happy time of year. A celebration, because we are electing a new leader to support our country. For the most part, the president is very limited in what they can do. And they have to wait for Congress to respond before they are even able to react at all. This means that it takes a very long time to accomplish anything at all. We basically have 2 sides, the Republicans and the Democrats, and they all seem to choose sides, and can't decide about anything. The main purpose for a leader to be is to show support and organization and motivation so that Congress can make a quick and accurate decisions. One of the president's jobs is to show insight to make that happen. How can you, Donald and Joe, persuade Congress to make proper decisions? And do you have any ideas on how to speed the process up? People are dying and starving to death while you play golf. What can be done about this awful mess? Question 6. Social Security is the worst problem of all. We are now off the gold standard, and people are homeless, and starving to death. Because of the virus you quarantined the country. Since that happened, millions of people have lost their jobs. Landlords came out and stated, we won't ask for rent, but when we have more control over the virus, we will make you pay back rent. Part 1 of this question is, how can they pay back rent, when they didn't have IT to begin with? That to us is not possible. Millions of people are out of work. Because of this, many are working from home. Now that they are working at home, they no longer need to travel. This means that airports are shut down, or completely crippled, hotels are no longer needed. Offices are practically non-existent, and cabs no longer wait at the airport, when they relied on that before. Chicago's downtown area is like a ghost town. Millions of jobs are lost permanently because of this. How do we correct this problem? Question 7, the last question for now, is to both Joe and Donald. How did you react towards David, when you heard he solved the riddles that no man could ever solve, that no country or organization could solve, not even our own FBI, or CIA could solve, nor shut down their website while showing technology that is way beyond anything you have ever seen? Then he himself came up with puzzles, and riddles, that no one could solve, and is now coming forward to be the President of the United States. All he cares about is working together, especially with you, Donald, and also with you, Joe. He thinks you are showing amazing courage, Joe, coming out with your stuttering problems and having Alzheimer's disease. Would the two of you be willing to work together, to understand the technology that he shares so that the world can be strong again? Or are you frightened of the technology, and IT has to be all your own idea? Joe, you stated on CNN that you are willing to support David's decision about not bombing Beirut, even though you are terrified of him. The whole world was terrified of him, but once you learned more about him, the world now loves David and cares about him. Would you say that because of David that he has showed the world new hope and a sense of humor like we have never seen before? Do you think he would make a good president, and why or why not?
These questions that we just gave can't be answered without a lot of thought and care for the human race. If Donald and Joe are even able to answer these questions within the 2-minute time limit to them, you will be able to see the truth. In several days, once we hear their questions, we will answer all the questions before the debate. To Donald, this is nothing personal. We need to see if you're strong enough to be president. The people can see through the deception. Good luck, gentlemen, you will need it. Word of warning: do not try to defeat David by bullying him into making stupid statements. His strength will make you look foolish.